everybody. My name is Victoria and I'm a primate keeper here at the Houston Zoo. And today we're going to be talking about our group of chimpanzees. Shout out to everybody from Katy ISD. Thanks for joining us. Glad to hear you here. We have 14 chimps here at the Houston Zoo. They are in two groups of 7. Today, Willie's group is outside. Willie is our dominant male of this group. He is actually our youngest male. If you saw our teaser photo, that was Willie when he was 6 years old. He is now, next month, going to be 16. He is a 16-year-old. He is our dominant male. He's big and strong. You'll see him in a little bit. He's going to be doing a training session and he's going to show you all of his behaviors. You'll see he's grown up a lot. He came from a bright pink face and now he has a darker face. This is their exhibit, their habitat. There are 7 chimps outside. I don't know if you can see them. Maybe you can do some I Spy. We have Charlie in the back. We have Lucy and Lulu on the side. You can see their produce that is out here and their enrichment. Elizabeth asks, who is the youngest and who is the oldest? We have our youngest chimp in this group, which is Willie. He is going to be 16 next month. And we have Charlie also in this group, who is our oldest. He is going to be 49, estimated in June. Charlie was born in the wild, so we don't know his actual birthday, but we do estimate him to be around 49. You can see him up top. So he is 49, he's older. He does get joint medication. He takes glucosamine, and he also gets acupuncture treatments. Oliver asks, how long do they live? In the wild, they can live up to 40, but in captivity, it's usually around 60. In captivity, they have a longer lifespan because we do provide great medical care, and we do take care of them and ensure that their welfare is taken care of, and they're happy and healthy. Lucas asks, what is their favorite food? Everyone is different. They all have their preferences and their favorite foods. I would say that everybody really does love bananas. You can see right now they have bok choy outside. We have a great animal nutrition department that provides, they get greens every single day, whether it be bok choy, cabbage, or lettuce. And they also get a fruit and a veggie. They do love their fruits and their vegetables. It depends. Just like us, some of them don't like their vegetables. Susan asks, how big do they get? That can vary. Willie, who is our youngest, he is a male. He's an adult male. He right now weighs about 63 kilograms, which is around 143 pounds. Jessica asks, how long do they live? Again, in the wild, that ranges from anywhere maybe up to 40 years old, but in captivity, that is increased to around 60. So now, we're going to go over here, and Agnieszka is going to be doing a training demonstration with Willie. So again, Willie is who you saw earlier in the teaser, and you can see he's a lot bigger now. He's a full-grown adult male chimpanzee. He is showing you his shoulder. He's very excited right now. So every morning, chimpanzees, we do a training set. So this is called positive reinforcement training. He is presenting his body parts to show us for our training purposes. He is cooperating. We ask him for a behavior, and we reward him with some juice. She's spraying some diluted apple juice into his mouth as a treat. She's asking for his mouth. He's presenting his mouth. And we do these every morning to make sure that we see all of their parts of the bodies, make sure there's no cuts or nicks, and they're happy and healthy. And you can see he's cooperating and he's enjoying. He's showing his ear. Again, we do this every morning. And Willie's very smart. He knows a whole bunch of behaviors. Right now, we're going to take Willie's temperature. There we go. There's his temperature. And then he gets a grape, like a treat. And again, he cooperates completely. He is trained to do this. And he's presenting his chest. Willie also gets ultrasounds. We do cardiac ultrasounds with Willie. Again, he is our youngest chimpanzee here, but he is a full-grown adult male. You can see that from his picture, he's grown a lot. Baby chimps are very cute and small, but they do grow up to be very big and strong. You can see Willie's muscles. He's got very big, strong muscles. Chimps, on average, are 8 to 10 times stronger than humans. Now he's showing his feet and his toes. And again, he's getting treats. She is feeding him with tongs. We make sure that we never use our fingers for our safety and for their safety as well. We always feed with tongs. Now she is doing a mock training for an injection. So again, we also want to make sure that they, everything they do is that they cooperate, and it's willingly. They volunteer all of their presentations. Now he's showing his hip. And again, you can see Willie is very interested. That means that all the treats we are giving him, the juice and the grapes, are something he wants to work for. He's doing this all out of his own choice. So again, it's a behavioral choice. Willie can choose to participate or not. And he's getting very excited. So right now she's going to do a cardiac ultrasound, or a mock cardiac ultrasound. So this is what we do. We're training for it, so that way when the time comes, we can do it without sedating him, and he just cooperates. He stands there and he holds, and he does great at it. The gel's a little cold. Oh, maybe a little tasty too. Bethany asks, do they have 2 sets of teeth? They do. They have a baby set of teeth that they do lose when, just like us, they have a baby set of teeth, and they do grow an adult set of teeth. As you can see, when he opens his mouth, if you get a chance, he has big canines, large canines that are a part of his adult set of teeth. Justin asks, what age do they leave their mom? It depends. Again, all chimps are different. They each have their own personalities, and it depends. It can range between 5 to 10, but typically males actually stay with their moms throughout their lives. Chimps have a society called fission fusion. That is, what that means is they live in groups of maybe individuals to 20 to 100, and those break up into smaller groups where they spend their days foraging, doing their daily activities, and sometimes they come back at night and form a larger group. Again, that's called fission fusion societies. Lauren asks, do they like to play together? Again, chimps have each their own personalities, and some of them are very, very playful and they love to play. Believe it or not, chimps like us, they do laugh. They have a laugh, and they have what is called a play face. So playing is very important in chimpanzee social learning. They learn a lot of their adult behaviors through play, actually. Meaning, when they're little, they learn how to play. They learn how to rough and tumble. They learn what maybe being too aggressive is. They learn a lot of their behaviors through play, and they also learn most of their behaviors from their adults. So a lot of the things they know is socially learned. So they learn how to act like chimps from their moms, their grandmas, everybody in their group, which is really important for chimps in the wild to stay in the wild so they can learn from each other. That is another reason why chimps do not make great pets, because they do need to learn how to act like chimpanzees from each other. It's very important that they live in their social settings, because that is what is most natural for them. Asks, how long are they pregnant? Just like us, it varies. It can be typically 9 months, but maybe a little, give or take 9 months. Jackson asks, do they mate for life? They do not. They do have multiple partners, again, in that fission-fusion society. There is typically a dominant male who probably has access to more mates, but they do not mate for life. It can vary between individuals. Andy asks, where do they sleep? Believe it or not, chimps actually make nests up in the trees. So every night they go up into the trees and they make these beautiful and elaborate nests. They use, here at the zoo, we give them blankets, we give them wood wool, hay, different things where they make their nests at night. Lucy, who hopefully you'll see in a little bit, she actually makes the most beautiful and elaborate nests. Every day you come in, there's blankets, there's hay, sometimes browse, sometimes leaves. She makes really pretty nests, but that's where they sleep at night. Emma asks, is their hair soft or rough? I guess that depends on what you would consider soft or rough. I guess it's mainly coarse. It's not very soft. It's pretty coarse, but they do have hair just like us. So you can see Willie, that's Willie right there. You can see his big, strong muscles. Again, they are 8 to 10 times stronger than us. So even though he is a youngster, he's still very strong. So Agnieszka went up top and she's doing a food toss right now. She's tossing down some pineapple, which I think someone asked earlier what their favorite food is, and you can see they really like pineapple. Again, they get fruit and veggies every day. We do 2 tosses throughout the day. So in the wild, chimps actually spend a huge time of their day, of their activity budget, foraging for food. So we want to encourage similar behaviors here at the zoo. So we encourage foraging behaviors by doing multiple tosses that they have to go out and find and forage for the food, as well as putting it in enrichment devices. We do have some honeycombs out here on exhibit, which is a form of environmental enrichment. Enrichment is anything we can put in their environment that will help them act like chimpanzees and encourage species-typical behaviors. Vanessa asks, what are their predators? In the wild, chimpanzees have, the predators can be leopards. And here, again, because they're in captivity, they do not have any predators. So again, that is what increases their life expectancy in captivity. But another thing to consider is that humans are a great threat to chimpanzees. Currently, just like other great apes, chimps are experiencing habitat loss. Right now, believe it or not, what you can do to help save chimpanzees in the wild is to recycle and donate, recycle your cell phones. There is a compound in your cell phone called coltan that is mined in Africa, and the mining of coltan leads to habitat destruction and deforestation. So by recycling your cell phones, you are helping save chimps in the wild. When you come to visit Houston Zoo, you can actually bring your cell phone, and we do have a recycling center here. Asher asks, how fast can they run? Chimps are very fast when they want to be. I can't give an exact speed, but when they want to run, they can run very fast. They do run quadrupedally, so that means they run on all 4, their arms and their legs. They do not walk bipedally, they walk quadrupedally. So when they run, they do run on all 4. Jackie asks, why do they have large bottoms? So, one thing to notice is their bottoms is how you can tell males from females. The females, it's called an estrus swelling. So the females have bright pink bottoms and the males do not. The males have ischial pads. So the bright pink bottoms is what females have, and that is a visual cue. It varies in size. Sometimes it swells, and when it swells, that is a visual sign that they are ovulating. But simply put, it's just how you tell boys and girls apart, or males and females apart. Right now, again, we talked about environmental enrichment. which again is something that you can use or anything that we put into their environment that encourages species typical behavior. In the wild, chimps actually fish for termites. They will go out, they will find branches, they will peel the leaves off those branches and stick them into the termite mounds and fish for termites. We don't have termites here, but we do have something similar. What Lulu here and Annie are doing is they are fishing for juice and oatmeal. So again, this is something that they would do in the wild, but we are encouraging them to act like chimpanzees. So, unfortunately the zoo is closed right now, but we are still here. We are still working hard. Our zookeepers are here taking care of our animals, ensuring that they are happy and healthy. So we need your support now more than ever. And you can do that by checking out our emergency zoo fund. If you go to houstonzoo.org, there's more information. So again, this is Lulu in the back and Annie who's looking at you right now. That is Annie. She is fishing for applesauce in her termite mound. We want to make sure that they have tasty and healthy treats in there. So there's some applesauce and it's diluted with a little bit of water. I think we've noticed that they have a preference for sweet things. Sometimes we mix it up and put things like barbecue sauce and mustard, but they do prefer sweet things. So James asks, do they snore? You know, that's a good question. I think some of them may. Again, usually when they sleep at night, we're not here. But when they do take their naps, they make their nests. And I don't know if I've ever heard anybody snore, but I wouldn't put it past them. I'm sure they could. Cower asks, do they grow gray or do they go bald? So some of them do have gray hair. Like you saw Willie, he has a lot of gray hair, which is natural. Even though he's only 16, he does have gray hair. Some of them have experienced hair loss in here, but that is not because they're going bald. It's just because they're grooming each other. Again, grooming is another behavior that they would exhibit in the wild. Grooming is very important as far as their social dynamics. It helps them ensure that they are bonding with each other. It forms great relationships, and it's a really important sign that their welfare is ensured and that they are happy and healthy. Charlotte asks, do they have a leader? So chimpanzee societies are hierarchical, so they do have dominance within their groups. Willie, even though he is the youngest, he's big and strong, and he's becoming the alpha male of the group. Ashley asks, do they eat meat? So they are omnivores, and in the wild, chimpanzees eat anything from fruits, small insects, nuts, termites, leaves, and they do eat small animals. We don't give them meat here. They do have a biscuit or a chow, and that has all of their nutrients and everything they need in their diet. We give them chow, and then we also give them, as you saw, fruits and veggies to supplement that diet. And our animal nutrition department is very great at giving us a variety of fruits and veggies. Some things, I don't even know what they are, and I have to look them up. Vanessa asks, how high can they climb in trees? They can climb very high in the trees. Charlie, even though he's older, again, he's 49 and he has arthritis, he goes all the way to the tops of these. So they can climb very high in their trees. And remember, they spend their nights in the trees. They make nests, and they spend their nights up in the trees. Again, thanks for joining us today and seeing all of our chimpanzees. Thank you to everyone at KDISD. And also, don't forget, we need your support now more than ever. So check out the Emergency Zoo Fund at houstonzoo.org. And tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. to see our other live feeds.